the marathon coming up is JoeyFreefall going to play Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, Warpless. Yoshi's Island is a platform game. This is the second game that features Yoshi. I really like this game. You might know Joey are really good at runner, are really good Sonic Heroes runners. So yeah, this time he's going to show us her Yoshi's Island skill. So yeah, Joey, take it away.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? This is Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, SNES title from 1995. Really good game. Really cool speedrun game, too. A lot of people... If you've seen anybody run this game, it's probably Trihex. He did a lot of 100% back in the day, which is a really sick category. That's not what I'm going to be playing. This is any percent Warpless, which is basically the 48 like standard levels to beat the game, without like any requirement outside of that. So just going through all of the levels. Quick disclaimer, I do not have a co-commentator. I don't really know anybody that runs this game too well, so I wasn't really comfortable asking. But I think I can handle it. This game is hard, and there's a lot to explain, but I'm gonna do my best. So yeah, the countdown is going to be right when I click this. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So it starts off with a little bit of plot. I don't even know the plot, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we gotta find baby Luigi or something. I have no idea. But anyway, we go into the tutorial stage, which we're gonna exit out right away. We don't actually have to play it. So we're gonna load into that. We're gonna exit out through the pause menu. And the very first thing I'm going to do actually is change the control scheme. I'm going to take like 4 seconds to do that. I'm going to change it to hasty mode, which means that in order to throw eggs, all I have to do is release the button rather than re-tap it. So I do that, and I load into 1-1. There we go. So we're all set. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? This is a long run too, so get comfortable. Hopefully it should be pretty entertaining. Most of the levels in this game are very cool, with a few exceptions. So first thing I'm going to do, I throw that guy up on that little ledge. If I bounce off of enemies in this game, I get a really big flutter in the air. Normally Yoshi can only kind of flutter just enough to keep his height, so not very much. But if you happen to bounce off an enemy, you get a really big bounce, which we're going to be using all over the place. And it's really cool that you can kind of take an enemy from one section of the level and put it in a strategic spot so that you can get a bunch of height. I really like that aspect of the game. And we're coming up on our first really hard trick. This is frame perfect. I'm going to try and throw this flower enemy at the wall right on the frame before I hit it so that it clips into the wall and I can bounce off of it and skip something. Or I can just kill the enemy. That's a great idea. That was really good. I'm always comfortable when I'm watching Big Mikey, man. I've been saying this. That was not the hard part. This is the hard part. So yeah, I'm trying to jump at the wall, spit the enemy into it, so that it's just standing in the wall for like 1 frame. There we go. So now I go over this part. I don't have to go down in that pipe there that you see down there. I can just skip to the end section. That was really funny that I killed that enemy. Off to a wonderful start. Wow. Alright. That wasn't great, but it's fine. These result screens, you just hold a trigger and it goes through it as fast as possible, which is nice. Can't say the same about these level intros. To skip these level intros optimally, you literally have to mash your controller like a caveman. Press like every button you can as many times as you can. It's really funny. This level's pretty cool. First like cool movement stage here. One like cool tech in this game, so it's actually slow to run both uphill and downhill on slopes. So even if it's a downhill slope, you still want to try and jump over it when you can. And also not bonk into things, which I have done many times already. Yeah, that was terrible. Whatever. I'll find my groove soon. But yeah. That level's pretty cool, especially when you don't slow down. There's like a lot of slopes you can jump over. Wait, is the title not changing? Uh-oh. Dude, Super Mario World 3. And I'm the protagonist. I'd be so honored, man. Alright, so we have the first, like, boss stage. This one's pretty straightforward, at least the stage before the boss. Nice. I got good RNG there. The fireballs can sometimes... They can either jump, like, not very high or really high and kind of mess with you. Grab that guy on my way over to this key. We gotta push this flower pot off, break it. This room has a cool strat. So there's this checkpoint. Checkpoints slow you down. You have to like watch it count your life up. But you can jump off this guy at the right time and go over the ring like that. It's fast to skip most of the checkpoints in the game. There are going to be a few that I will take just to avoid losing like potential minutes. You lose time in this game in like such huge increments. It's kind of messed up. So to kill this guy, we take his pants off. As you do. Just slowly take his pants off. This game is like weirdly sexual sometimes. I don't know why. That also kills drywall, apparently. Yeah, and you don't even take your pants off manually. You throw eggs at him so hard that it takes his pants off. Alright, now we come up on the best level of the game. This one is just a thrill from start to finish. And I love playing it over and over and over again. The song's a banger. This actually has to be the most stressful stage in the run, because if I fuck it up, I'll never hear the end of it. Hop Hop Donut Lifts. Banger name. I think this is the part where I say if we have any donations, you can read them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hello, Joey.
What's up?
Currently we don't have any new donations, as far as I can see.
That's
But
messed up.
anyways, just a quick message. Thank you so much for all the support we're having during this marathon. We surpassed the $1,000 goal. You literally killed it on these 3 days of marathon. Remember, all the donations go to Extra Life, and Extra is a foundation program of children's network hospitals. The donations go to members' children's hospital to fund critical life-saving treatments and healthcare service, along with innovative research yeah, vital pediatric medical equipment, and child life service. If you are interested on donate, remember to write exclamation point in the chat, exclamation mark donate in the chat if you want to donate to this fundraising program. And yeah,
Yeah.
have fun with the scroller.
We only got 3 more runs left, I think. So if you were thinking about donating, don't wait until it's too late. We've already raised like over $1,000, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, we're coming up on the end here. It's almost done. So yeah, there's a couple of auto-scrollers in this game. A lot of them are near the back half, so once we finish up with this one, we're not going to see another one for a long while. The Spirit of John Man. What does that mean? Shoutouts to John Man. Alright, there we go. One thing I haven't talked about, you do want to try to hit goal rings as low as you can most of the time. It saves like frames, but it is a thing. Freefall Jones, that's me. Alright, this stage is pretty cool. I like this one. There's a cool strat at the end, similar to the first level. We're gonna grab an enemy and throw it in a specific spot so we can try and bounce on it. So we're gonna ground pound when we get in here. These cave sections are really cool. I'm kind of mad at myself for messing up 1-3 so bad, because that is one of my favorite like movement levels. That was the cave one that we did earlier. But whatever, it's fine. Alright, so this is the room where the strat happens. I'm gonna grab this guy down here. I'm gonna get into this spot right here, throw him up, bounce on his head. That skips me having to grow like a flower that gives me platforms to get up there. Nice. We call each other John? Is that like a bit? Alright, this is Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy. A lot of people like this level because we do drugs in it. Not only are there sexual jokes, there's also drugs in this game. They went all out. So I have this enemy here in my mouth. I'm gonna throw it at that piranha plant so I don't have to deal with them. And yeah, so these fuzzies, they make the game all like wobbly, and Yoshi is like really hard to control. And they also spawn in at random locations. So there are times where I can get through that section without hitting any of them. But because they're gonna be in random spots, sometimes it's just like, probably not impossible. I'm sure a really good player could get through it every time, but for someone like me, I just have to cut my losses sometimes. Sometimes the pattern is just so bad. But you can kind of save it. Like, that wasn't bad. I did get them, but I didn't slow down too much. Alright, now we're gonna finish up World 1 here. We got another boss fight coming up, which is actually one of the harder ones in the game, in my opinion, to do fast. Salvo the slime. But I'll talk about him when we get there. This room's pretty cool. They have these switches that flip these platforms. So I'm gonna hit this first one and then I'm gonna hit the next one off screen. It's up there. That flips the red ones. There we go. I'm gonna push this, get my key. This room's really cool. I like this one. Oh, almost. Almost good. Okay, so Salvo spawns these like little guys that you can eat. They get more eggs. You just have to hit him enough times. He gets smaller every time you hit him. The thing that makes it tough though is his movement pattern is random. I want him to move towards me so I can get a bunch of hits in. Ideally, I just keep bouncing eggs off the ceiling and floor, so it just keeps hitting him over and over. We'll see if that happens though. So I try to throw that first one as horizontally as I can so it like bounces off the walls. Okay, here we go. There we go. I got a ton of hits in there. Alright. That was actually pretty good. So yeah, you can see when he jumped towards me, I was able to throw one straight up, and it just counted for like 3 hits. If he goes off to the right, it can take like a lot longer sometimes. Yeah, there's World 1. That was pretty good, yeah. World 2 is actually pretty tough. 2-2 is one that I've been kind of worried about. I'm going to do a backup strat there that's a little easier, doesn't lose too much. But there's still a few other crucial moments in there, so we'll see. Dude, I want to pelt people with eggs too. Not just in the video game, in real life. Okay, this is a cool trick coming up. So you can actually abuse warp pipes. So I'm going to come out of this one, I'm going to try to re-enter it and jump at the same time. There we go. So what that does, I press down to re-enter the warp pipe, so it wants to send me backwards a screen. But for whatever reason, if I jump on the same exact frame I do that, it'll send me forward a screen. We do that one other time later on. It's very silly. It's kind of funny. I've never thought about how that's kind of a warp in a warpless category. But I'm a heroes runner. I'm used to really arbitrary categories. Yoshi and Joey sounds pretty similar. Are you saying I sound like Yoshi? I'm flattered. Alright, we're gonna bounce off him. Bounce off him. Okay, those two are kind of hard to get. And they lose a lot of time. So I'm glad I didn't mess that up. I should have fluttered twice. I don't know why I didn't. Alright, 2-2. Here we go. So, there's a really cool strat we do. We're gonna get hit intentionally, and what that will do is it will spawn this like propeller guy that tries to take Baby Mario away. We're gonna spawn him intentionally and then eat him so that we save him for later. He has a really special property where you can spit him at a wall and he won't just like explode and disappear. So there he is. I'm gonna get Mario back, take him, and then we're gonna make our way over here. And then I have to time this really precise thing. Hold on, right here. Good, okay. That's part 1. I'm gonna spit him out, re-eat him so that it resets the counter. If you hold an enemy too long, Yoshi just eats him automatically, so I have to do that. I'm gonna go down here, go up to this wall, bounce off him in the air, there we go. That skips a huge part of the level. Okay, good. I was worried about that one. Alpha, you know I would. Okay, here's a frame perfect jump that saves a little bit. There we go. That's it. Nice. So yeah, if in this game, if you flutter frame perfectly, so you jump and then at the very max height of your jump, you flutter, you gain just a tiny little bit of height. That's the only way to actually gain height without bouncing off an enemy, is if you're frame perfect. And there are spots like that that help you get up to ledges that you couldn't normally reach. So that was good. And then this maze part's pretty straightforward. There is actually a soft lock I have to avoid right here. Sometimes if that mouse... Oh my god. Oops. There's a mouse there carrying an egg. And if you, like, grab his egg from him right as he leaves the screen, it soft locks the game when you try to finish the level. It's really weird. So you have to, like, consciously avoid that. Yeah, it, like, turns the game into a strobe light, too. It's crazy. The game just freaks out on you. Alright, this level has flying condoms. Again, I don't know what they were doing. No soft lock, not today. Alright, here's another cave section. Pretty cool one, too. Oh my god, I messed that up. Okay, that's fine. Saved it. Baby Mario is like invincible. You would have saw Baby Mario in the last level, but that was the section that I ended up skipping. He's pretty fun to play as. I wish there was more of him, actually. You get a little bit in 6-2, but that's it. Okay, that wasn't bad. Pretty easy to get hit there at the end of that level. Yeah, I like when the egg like clears the entire room like that. It's pretty cool. I'd rather be a dinosaur than a baby. Yeah. Drywall spitting, I think. Favorite color of Yoshi? I'm a big fan of purple Yoshi. Yeah, so you play... So every world has 8 levels in it. And each of the 8 levels you play as the same sequence of Yoshis, if that makes sense. So level 1 of every world is always green Yoshi. I'm doing a gate hack here, by the way. There we go. That's supposed to be a one-way gate, but if I throw an egg right at the corner of it, I can go through it. Here's another frame perfect flutter. There it is. Second try. So yeah, this is a level 4, so I'm playing as yellow Yoshi. Purple Yoshi is always level 5. So we'll see some of him in a second here. This boss coming up is kind of stupid. You have to, like... The boss itself is really easy, but there's bats that fly at you, and they are random as far as I can tell. And sometimes, like, I just don't know how to avoid them. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Light blue Yoshi. Good choice, too. I wish orange Yoshi was in this game. He's pretty cool. Alright, the bats were really nice to me. So yeah, as long as you're not looking at Big Boo, then he just kinda, you can just throw eggs off the wall at him. Alright, this might be my favorite level in the entire game. I'm gonna try to do it well. If I was ever gonna IL a stage in this game, it'd probably be this one. Alright, good. Alright, that was sick. Yeah, that level's so cool. It's just like, how little can you slow down, basically? Alright, 2-6. This is another cave one. Not as interesting as the others. We're just gonna do this huge ground pound down to the door. There's like this maze part. This room is a lot longer than 100%. There's a lot to do in here. I'm kind of glad I don't have to mess with any of it. Just go straight to the door. We're skipping that checkpoint. This next section's not too scary. "100%, if you've never seen it, please do. It is so sick, dude. Like, the people that run that are so talented. I might be one of them one day, I don't know. That's the kind of thing, though, like, you gotta, like, focus on that. That has to be, like, your main game. It's not really a run you can just, like, pick up for fun, I feel like. It gets so insane. But that's one of the cool things about this game. Like, if you want to devote a ton of time into it, the skill ceiling is absolutely high enough. There's no doubt about that. Alright, so we have this big egg here. That's going to come into play in a few screens. What I have to do, I actually have to shuffle eggs. So it'll always throw the egg that's trailing behind me, like, closest. So if I start aiming an egg and oh my god, I cancel it, then it'll shuffle eggs, and I have to bring, like, the big egg to the front, basically. Unless I fucking die, and then I can just restart the level. And then it's the only egg I have. So that was actually strategic by me. Just huge brained plays right here. I just literally did not wait for this thing to fall enough because it's slow and I'm impatient. Oops. We're gonna fall all the way down here. I used to think skipping this checkpoint's really hard. All you do is press jump and right at the same time. Shoutouts to Fiona. So here, the big egg just like vaporizes those guys, which would otherwise be really annoying. That's why I was saving it. Yeah, here's a really good section to demonstrate like jumping over slopes. If I were to run up all those slopes, it'd be so slow. So you have to know to do that. I need my shit vaporized. Okay, that was... I've had 2 deaths so far, and they've both been incredibly stupid. On my part. Not the game being stupid, me. Alright, here's another instance of RNG fireballs. Hopefully this one doesn't mess with me. It did. Wholesome. That means I have to wait for that one for like a split second. Not a big deal. Going under that checkpoint's tricky. That was nice. Here's another warp pipe glitch. Okay, I missed that one. So down and jump on the same frame. It's going to send me to the next screen. There we go. Oh, dang. Okay, I took a bad death. So, one kind of harsh side effect of dying in that last level was I lost all my eggs. Normally I'd show up to this room with 5 of them already, which is what I need. This looks really slow, but grabbing 5 of those guys out of the warp pipe is actually faster than pushing this flower pot all the way to the edge. Because Yoshi pushes it really slowly. So waiting for those eggs to spawn and then pushing it the rest of the way is optimal. And then we just make our way back. Kind of a silly room. I'm not a big fan of it. You just run to the end, push a flower pot, run back. Okay. This room can be kind of scary. Well, these next few rooms, I should say. Yeah, Honda's quite a bit longer, as you can imagine. Not only are there more levels, there's a lot more things to go out of your way for. But if you get like really good at like aiming your eggs, you can optimize this game so much. Because the eggs like grab collectibles for you, and you can bounce them off like walls and enemies and stuff. Okay. Yo, what's up, Spec? Oh shit. I did not face the right way for either of those guys. That still actually wasn't that slow. Those guys will steal Mario from you and just like run away. It's so obnoxious. This game's only 2 minutes long. Yeah, I'm a little overestimate. Alright, this boss, you just push the flower pot. The Shy Guys will try to push it back at you. It's kind of like tug of war, sort of. I'm gonna stand over here so that the fire goes that way. And you just duck underneath the ghost when he lunges at you. And you should fall off here. There we go. So that's World 2. Both worlds have had a bad death so far. I hope that is not a trend that keeps going. World 2, for being an early one, it's pretty tough, I'd say. It's not easy. Alright, 2 down, 4 to go. This is the monkey level. Shoutouts to Big Monkey. Ooh, yeah! Big Monkey! Not a whole lot going on in this one. That's like, that needs explaining anyway. This room coming up is interesting. If I play the beginning like perfectly, I can just run right underneath these guys that swoop down. That should be good, yeah. Nice. Alright. Believe it or not, I'm playing this on a DS right now. Can you believe it? Monkey D. Luffy, shoutouts to One Piece. Shoutouts to live action One Piece. Okay, this level's tough. This is a hard one. But another one of my favorites. Dang, I don't know what happened to my egg there. I thought I threw it, but I guess not. That's definitely the scariest part. I was trying to be a Chad, but probably just shouldn't. Just slow down, be a little piss baby, do that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that part with the spike enemy is pretty tough. I think what happened, I tried to throw the egg, but there's like this like flower thing that if you throw an egg at, the egg just like disappears. It's really dumb. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to me that first time. Alright, this level sucks. Yoshi does turn into a helicopter and a submarine though. That's pretty cool. Pretty flexible guy. Good. The monkeys can steal Mario and like run away from you in that screen, so I'm glad that didn't happen. And here's the helicopter part. It's very brief. We just kind of take it off to the left, go through a little opening. If we reach $2,000, I will turn into a helicopter like Yoshi. Yeah, this submarine part's really silly. So you fire missiles? I don't know what they were thinking. The missiles go anywhere but a straight line for whatever reason. And sometimes like you're aiming at something that's going to kill you and it will like do like 3 circles around it instead of just hitting it. I don't know, dude. That's pretty rare though. Usually these fish don't bother you. Wow, the fish didn't try to jump at me there? Insane. He always does that. Yeah, who's got $1,000? Who really wants me to become a helicopter? I probably shouldn't tempt fate like that. Oh, yes. Is New here? I don't think New's here. The New I know wouldn't miss the Vor level for the world. These fish are really annoying, see? If I had just held forward, he would have jumped right into me. I'm gonna take this checkpoint, not even because the section coming up is that scary, but if I mess it up, I literally lose like 2 minutes. And losing 2 minutes in a speedrun is bad. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's typically something you want to avoid. But yeah, I called this the Vor level. That's because there's Vor in it. It's really cool. You're about to see. The screen's kind of scary. I gotta time these jumps pretty well. Okay. And then eat this guy on the ceiling. Bro thinks he can hit me. Skull emoji. Alright, here we go. So we get vored by this frog. And then he continues to vor giant Shy Guys, and we have to throw the Shy Guys at his uvula. Because why not? So, this fight actually takes a while if you aim right at it. You actually want to aim for the corner of his stomach and then bounce it off the wall. That reduces the number of hits from like 15 to 7 or something. Which is kind of interesting. I did not know this when I started running the game. And then Fiona came into my chat. She runs Yoshi. She's like, oh my god, please. For the love of God. Aim for the wall. And I think my sum of best went down 45 seconds that day. Fiona comes into my stream. I thought about asking her to commentate. I thought about it. I know Andrew Mack misses Fiona. I have never done this room in that way ever. That was so weird. Okay. Yeah, basically this screen's just like bouncing off stuff, trying to stay in the air, because trust me, it's no fun down there. Alright, this screen's kind of scary. I'm gonna get really close to the death plane here. Bounce off him. Ooh, get up there. Ugh, alright, whatever. I slowed down 8 million times. Is that frog dead? I would presume so. Okay, this level has a tough trick in it. When I was learning the game, I used to think this was like the hardest trick. The timing is tight on it, but it's not that bad. Basically, I'm trying to bounce off this mouse enemy in a really specific spot. And he doesn't like to stand still, so I only have like a few frames to do it. So I'm gonna wait for this hedgehog to pass. I'm gonna get right here. Beautiful. There we go. So that gets me up there. I use the height from up there to skip a bunch. I don't know why I did that. He does kind of look like Sonic. He's blue. He's a hedgehog. Actually, he looks more like a lowland sand slash. That's what he looks like. I wish hedgehogs were real, man. I wish Yoshi was real. Alright, this used to be one of my favorite, or least favorite levels. Now I actually kind of like it. I was really bad at it like a week ago. So hopefully this goes well. Okay, I went low enough to not have those monkeys take Mario from me. That was a good first screen. Okay, don't mess up the last part, come on. Nice, that was really good. It's hard to get a high enough bounce off that thing. And then just try not to slow down too much in this room. Bounce off this fish here. That's a gold. That is for sure a gold. Let's go. Stealing the spec Wii. Yeah, that's the best I've done 3-7. Alright, this level's got some cool stuff. I'm entering with how many? 4? I think I got 4 eggs. So I want to spit this guy and then throw the rest. Okay. These enemies, not the piranha plants, but like the other guys that try to eat you, I hate them. This has a really cool boss skip at the end that's actually intentional. It's like an Easter egg. I'll explain that in a little bit. So I'm just gonna throw eggs at these guys. You end up running low on eggs in quite a number of spots in this one. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for him to give me 2 guys. Kill him. Kill him. Grab that guy. Then I wait out this piranha plant's animation so he's aiming up, so I can do that. Good. Alright, I'm gonna grab 2 of these. Okay. So, this boss here, you can snipe. It's like a giant piranha plant. It starts off as like a little sprout, and you can hit it off screen to just skip the boss if I aim it. Okay. Nice. So that's like something that devs put in, pretty cool. Normally that's a whole boss fight. I always get scared there because like I grabbed 2 eggs, but if I miss those 2 shots, I just have to fight the boss. Like it's over. So I always get a little scared aiming at that. It's not hard though. And I haven't missed it in a long time. Alright, World 4 is definitely the best one. I love World 4. I think most runners agree. The beginning of 4-1 is cool. Then we have another fuzzy section, which is kind of annoying. I'll definitely be taking the checkpoint for that. Alright, that was good. I think I jumped, personally. I firmly believe that. Alright, this screen sucks. It's like Touch Fuzzy, Get Dizzy. The fuzzies are back, they're all random. Except it's a lot more treacherous this time. Okay. That should be good, yeah. When the screen gets all wobbly like that, sometimes you literally just like fall through platforms. It's really dumb. So I never feel safe. Okay. Baby Mario can run up walls, by the way. He's very talented. I'm gonna skip that last star there. So the stars like refill the amount of time you spend as Mario. It's actually good to skip that last one though, because you can't end the stage as Baby Mario. You just jump through the goal ring and nothing happens. You have to wait. So it's nice to skip that last one so that you turn into Yoshi before you even reach it. Alright, cave level. Gotta kill these two piranha plants, get in there. This level's... it's not bad. Kinda straightforward though. We're gonna kill him and we're gonna take this egg there and use it on this one. What a talented young man, that's what I'm saying. You know what I was doing as a baby? Crying and peeing myself. I wasn't running on walls. Yeah, I mean that's all the incentive I feel like you guys should need. Okay, this level is the one I've been worried about the most. I'm gonna focus. It's really fucking hard. Why are you going all the way over there? It went so far left. Okay. Alright, this part. Not what I wanted. Better. Yes, there we go. That is like the hardest thing in the run, I swear. And if you mess it up, it is just miserable. Alright, cool. I'm glad I got that. Alright. I feel better already. When 4-3 goes well, then you're kind of like chilling for a bit. I wasn't, snap. I don't know what I was doing. Alright, this one's one of my favorite levels. Basically, you have this little section where the chop chases you in the beginning. And then you get into like the actual like fortress, I guess. And it's basically 4 keys you have to get. There are 4 different rooms. And you have to get the key from each one and then go to the boss. Plays kind of like a Zelda dungeon, a little bit. But there's a lot of cool stuff in this level. One thing I'm gonna do, there's a checkpoint ring here. I'm gonna jump over it and save it for the scariest one. So I'm gonna save that checkpoint before I do the 3rd room, which is the one I'm most likely to die in. And that way, if I die there, then I don't have to re-get a bunch of keys, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're basically making our way down to the bottom right. It's like a bunch of like maze stuff we have to go through. There's a lot of things that can hit you or steal Mario from you, especially these guys down here. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna kill this guy intentionally so he doesn't mess with me. Those spike things there insta-kill me if I touch them. So, have to be very careful. That was good. So that's the first room down. I'm gonna save the checkpoint still, hug the wall so I don't take it on accident. This room's got a cool strat, another bounce off an enemy. I'm gonna put him up there, take this guy, and I'm gonna stand right here. Nice. If you bonk your head on the ceiling, that doesn't work. So it's a little tight. That's room 2 done. Now we'll take the checkpoint. So if I die in this lava room, it's not that bad. The only really scary part is landing on this arrow block, or circle, whatever the fuck it is. There we go. It doesn't look hard, but sometimes you just like miss it. You're like, how did that not work? Alright, cool. Good 4-4 so far. Clear a path for myself. I only need 2 eggs here, which is exactly how many I... Oh, I had an extra one. Weird. Almost every other time I don't. Okay, so now we'll head to the boss. This is my favorite boss in the game. Basically, it's one of these Kirby-looking dudes, but he gets really, really big. And then you ground pound him a bunch and he keeps splitting. And there's like an optimal way to do it, and I'm gonna try to show it off. Basically, I want to make them all really tiny, and then throw 1 egg to kill all of them at once. Fuck. Okay, get this guy. That wasn't bad. I got hit immediately. That was really funny. I'm like, watch me do this fight perfectly, guys. Oops. But yeah, normally I do the last ground pound way off on the right side. And that way all the little guys are to the left of me, so it only takes 1 egg. Ooh, I got the snipe. Let's go. Landed right on that pillar. Can I land right on this one? Nice. What the fuck was that? Alright, I'm gonna take this little roly-poly dude. There's a cool thing you can do with him in a few seconds. I can throw him at this wall. And then he boosts me. Wholesome. Dang it. Yeah, this is kind of tough. There we go. Oh, but I... Okay. God damn it. Alright, I might get bonus here. I haven't talked about that. So, in 100%, you would get all these flowers, right? And the flowers go on the goal ring. And you can see every time I finish a level, the goal ring spins around and then lands on one of those pebble things. If it lands on a flower, you get sent to a bonus stage that you're forced to play. And it usually takes like anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. It's a really bad time loss. So in any percent, you actually want to avoid the flowers as much as you can. One really impressive thing about 100% runs is that they have to get the flowers. So they have literally 5 flowers on every goal ring that can potentially send them to the bonus stage. So you have to get really good at what's called bonus skips, which is literally hitting the goal rings on frames where you know that you're not going to land on a flower. It's like incredibly precise, and it happens so many times. This fish is going to, yeah, be annoying. Okay. This level's very tough, by the way. That wasn't too bad. This last screen is hard as well. Bounce on him, land here, bounce on this guy. Okay, nice. I killed him. I bonked a little bit, but it's fine. Alright, cool. Not bad. Yoshi is everywhere in this game. He's right there. He's not on the screen right now. But now he is. Many times, actually. Yeah, that did not look good. This flutter's kind of precise. You gotta dip underneath the ceiling and then in there. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of things that try to hit you in the rest of this room. Yeah, it's tough to get through it all. And then they just like threw so many condoms at you in this part. I don't know why. Okay, so here I have to bounce off this bullet bill. Every time I leave one of these tunnels, it has this little freeze frame. So timing the bounce off of the bullet bill is actually kind of tricky. But that was good. Wait, was your first message drywall wave emoji? Wholesome. I gotta do the Love Live hurdle in 6 hours? Okay. I'll definitely not forget. Run's been okay. first 2 worlds were a little silly, but I've been playing pretty solid since. Okay, you have to time those throws pretty precisely to actually run underneath the spike balls. I'm gonna grab this Koopa and put him right here. Nice, that skips a lot. JoeyFreefall hurdle. Second try? Come on, guys. Alright, this flutter's a little scary. Again, the spike things kill you if you touch them. Oh, this boss is really cool coming up. It's like a giant Koopa. I forgot his name. Somebody told me his name and it was really funny recently. Any knowers? If you hate bright screens, look away in about 5 seconds. Kent C. Koopa. That's my guy, dude. Unfortunately, he has to die. Oh yeah, it is Hookbill, isn't it? That's what the name of the level is. Yeah, it's on my splits. Hookbill the Koopa's castle. Who is Kent C. Koopa? Imposter. Alright, so I'm gonna max out on eggs. He coughs out eggs if you jump on him. And then you just gotta time these hits and a ground pound. Do that 3 times. There's a funny thing I want to show off, but it's a little tricky. Hopefully I get it. One more hit. Nah, dang it. Okay, so if you get the last hit, the first 2 were really clean. If you noticed, I like knocked them over and ground pounded like instantly. If you get that instant ground pound on the last hit, Yoshi just takes off like a rocket into the sky for no reason. I wish I got it. Alright, that was a pretty good World 4. 4-7 was kind of a meme. Okay, World 5. This one is... I hate World 5. It is very tough, especially these first 3 levels. So I'm gonna try to avoid catastrophe. Five 3 is the aura level though, so we have that to look forward to. Aura Ace fans will be very pleased. Okay, that was good. We're gonna hit these icicles, otherwise they just fall right on you. And this screen's really cool, one of my favorites. Ooh, how did I get hit? I don't even know what hit me there. Dang. Oh, dude, I just couldn't stop getting hit. Dang. God damn it. I'm not even sure what got me. But yeah, you can see how punishing this game is. Like that is just like insta run over if you're on PB pace. God damn it, man. I don't have eggs. Man, this sucks without eggs. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, average World 5. Bullshit. No eggs? Alright. These throws have to be precise. Nice. Yeah, so you really want to hit those spike guys with the penguins, otherwise they keep jumping. And they're basically impossible to get over without getting hit. And here, as long as we stay at this height, we can just hold forward. JoeyFreefall, that's my new username. Alright, this part is scary. So normally you're supposed to take a ski lift all the way down. We don't have time for that. We're gonna do something much harder. Nice. Cool. So yeah, you have to bounce on both of those penguins, and then there's one more that I have to eat, or otherwise I'll just bounce off of him and die. That was good. Alright, this is the hardest level in the game, in my opinion. It is also the aura level, because we go skiing at the end. And if you didn't know, Aura Ace goes skiing every weekend. So, this is like the perfect level for him. Alright. There's the first screen. This one's very scary because the penguins can just bounce you off the level. And you have to restart the entire thing. I'm gonna play it safe. Just go over them. Not quite done. This room's also scary. Getting the flutters off these snowman things is kind of jank sometimes. You can just die. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Alright, we're fine. It may not have looked like I was about to die, but I promise you I was. And I will definitely take this checkpoint. That one you can skip, but I'm not going to. And now that we've passed that gauntlet hellscape of a level, we get to fall. Why, man? What's wrong with me? That's why you take checkpoints. I really thought I timed that, but I guess not. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely getting the typical Yoshi's Island experience. If any world is going to be a complete disaster, it's World 5. Pretty much every time. I don't know what it is about it. Alright. Coming up on the end. Next auto-scroller is 5-4. I'm on 5-3 right now, so next level. It's like halfway through the next level. Another reason why World 5 sucks, it has the most auto-scrollers by far. So we've got a pretty big one in 5-4 here, and then 5-6 is the biggest one. So we're gonna make these stairs and go up here. This level's pretty straightforward. I have this guy in my mouth right now that I'm gonna use right here. I'm gonna... Good. You have to kind of finesse that a little bit. That was good. Ah, that was bad. So that's a mandatory checkpoint. You can't skip that one. There is actually another checkpoint coming up, and I will take that one as well. Alright, this part's a little hard. Good. That was perfect. Alright. If we have donations... Wait. Actually... Yeah, you can read donations now. Yeah, you can read donations.
Yeah, of course. We have a $5 donation from Drywall that says, "Hey Joey, good luck on the Mega Man 3 run. I hope we get to see Hardman soon." I hope so too. Thank you, Drywall, for your donation.
That's why you take the checkpoint this. Yeah, so basically we're riding on this guy and he takes a bunch of stops so that you can get collectibles that we don't need. So actually, really high level runners will skip this auto scroller. If you've never seen it before, you should like look up Yoshi 5-4 skip. It's probably the most famous skip that this game has. I was saying, if you flutter frame perfectly, you do gain the tiniest little bit of height, but you have to be perfect about it. And so you can see how low some of these ceilings are. So you're like right next to the kill plane, and you're like fluttering through all of this. So you have to be really, really good at them. On top of that, you also have to lure some of the bats like way down beneath you and bounce off of them. It is truly death-defying. I don't even know how else to describe it. And you save a lot if you can do it. I certainly can't. I don't know. I don't. I don't think they do it in 100%. Do they? There's no way. That just breaks my brain thinking about it. This game is hard. It is quite hard. They do. Yeah, they're insane. So yeah, imagine doing all that and getting all these flowers and red coins and stuff at the same time. And this is like, we're like deep into the run too. It is no joke. Alright, this guy's name is Sluggy the Unshaven. Kind of a weird name. He has like a heart in him, I guess, that you have to keep hitting. As long as you aim at the same spot, you can kind of like get it in a timely manner. So yeah, you kind of get the gist. I will go back here and refill on eggs. Can't remember if it's 3 hits or 4. It's 4, okay. Nice. Not bad. The Unshaven, yeah. Your name is Sluggy the Unshaven? That's a good name. This level's called Goonie Rides. I don't know who Goonie is and what he's riding. They just be naming levels things that make no sense. This one's got a scary part in it. It's got another helicopter section. And, there are like seagulls that fly at you. I'm gonna take the checkpoint. And if you hit one of them, you are dying. Because your helicopter will just fall. And you're close enough to the kill plane that you can't like recover. So I'm gonna take this a little slow. Make sure these guys don't fly at me. Alright, cool. Any gooners? Yeah, maybe that's what it's referencing, I don't know. This last section is pretty cool. So these switches turn on these red platforms. There's like a refill switch coming up, but if you're fast about it, you don't need it. Okay. That's 5-5. Alright. Now's a good time to go on like a bathroom break or something if you need to, because 5-6 is a snooze fest for a while. It's like,
hello, Joey. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. I wish 5-1 didn't happen, but other than that, I'm fine. Still a decent run. How about you?
I see you're fine. I watch a guy named JoeyFreefall playing Yoshi's Island.
That's crazy.
Good.
Me too.
Yeah, I really hate this auto-scroller level, not because like I hate auto-scrollers, it's because I always miss one coin or one flower.
Wait, on which one? This one?
Yeah, this one is specific because
Oh yeah.
here's when I start losing red coins or flowers.
Yeah. I wonder how this one is in 100%. You're probably like so mad at yourself if you miss something. I mean, the scroll is so slow. It's probably not a huge issue. I will say you get like, they throw a lot of enemies at you. If you do get hit, it's just really annoying. Because it's like very avoidable time loss.
You know, I don't know if Yoshi's on the clouds, like the giant ones, not the tiny ones that obviously clouds, but the other ones. If they are clouds or just snow from the mountains. I can't tell.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I never thought about that. I'm assuming they're clouds. They look like clouds.
That's always my inner thought when it comes to this stage because it's so boring
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
that I start looking at the art of the game. Yeah, because you know it's the same texture as the snow on these tiny rocks.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Gotta start thinking about your whole life when you play this stage. Just ponder everything.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of... I was saying to throw a lot of enemies your way, so not only is it an auto-scroller, it's not like Sky Chase in SA1. Like, you actually have to pay attention still.
Oh, so you mean this is the adventure era on this game?
Uh-oh.
The auto scrollers?
True. I'm a fraud.
No, you're right. The adventure era and the not adventure.
I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Like, it just overstays its welcome, like, tenfold. Oh, there we go. There's me getting hit. I lose, like, a whole half second to that. Alright, we're coming up on the end of it. The end of the level is not an auto-scroller, it's an actual stage. Thankfully. Alright. Okay, so right here, you want to jump off a guy that spawns. There he is. I don't know why. Sometimes he just doesn't show up. It's very strange. I should ask Fiona about it. I don't know why that guy isn't there sometimes. And then you walk off screen and walk back and he just shows up. Alright, this last part's a little scary. So, oops. Whatever. So there's a piranha plant here. I'm gonna play this very safe. Cool. Alright, done with auto-scrollers for a little while. 5-7 is another one of the tougher stages. There's a safety checkpoint I'll definitely take here. Hopefully I show up to this platform with it low enough to actually land on it. Right here. There we go. Nice. Good start. Okay. So coming up, I want to make sure I have enough eggs. Take these guys. There's a piranha plant that is blocking and opening that we have to get through. You can ride this platform all the way down if you want, but that's pretty slow. So we're going to play it risky. We're going to flutter, throw, flutter, throw, flutter, throw. There we go. Cool. That is scary. You lose a lot of time there if you die. These rock platforms love to eat your jump. I hate them. And then right here, we're very close to the kill plane, but if our flutters are good enough, we survive. The kill planes move, and we fall to the end. That was bloke skip. You missed it. Alright. Almost out of World 5. Raphael the Raven. Here we go. This level's pretty cool if you're good at it. I've been practicing the ending of it. Hopefully that goes well because it looks really sick. I'll get up there. How did he not make that? That was almost clean. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this arrow thing. I'm gonna refill on eggs over here, and I'm gonna open up a path on the very left or right side of this screen, like this. Just throw a bunch of eggs, get rid of everything. That makes it nice and simple. I just take the arrow up. That is not a great angle. We'll make it work though. Oh. Okay. We're gonna save you and then get back on, okay? That was so scuffed. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay. That was terrible. There we go. Just get in there, man. Oh my god. Alright, this is the ending I was talking about. Wow. Well, that was sick. If only I didn't lose 50 seconds on the easiest thing ever. Yeah, thanks, Victory Cannon. Alright. This boss is pretty graphic. Just a warning. It is cool though. I like... It's like the precursor to Mario Galaxy. Oh. Baited me. Okay, whatever. Mario. Alright, we have one more world left. World 6 is not as bad as World 5. It does have 6-4, which sucks. But most of it is okay. I actually like World 6. Sonic Last World. Not Rospo, man. Now we go to nighttime for whatever reason. Everything's evil looking. Pay attention to the run. You can't make me. Starts off with a few bounces on these skeleton birds. I kind of have to weave my way underneath that nuke that he drops on me. Kind of tight. Alright, this room, I have to try not to slow down because these chomps from the background are gonna keep jumping at me. And if I slow down, they're gonna land in front of me and probably either kill me or make me wait, basically. So I'm gonna throw this guy right here, bounce off his head. I love that strat. Yeah, you can see they make things a little scary sometimes. And then the end is a little tight. Okay. I'm gonna go back here and then do this. Okay. Scary. I might get a bonus here. That was a weird ending. Okay, we're good. No bonus so far. Thank God. Alright, this level's one of my favorites. A lot of fireballs you have to like sneak underneath. Nice. Ooh. Oh, really? Alright, not bad. One little hiccup in there. Alright, I mentioned at the start of the run there was one Baby Mario section. That's pretty fun. And that's this one. He's got like insane aerial drift. I don't know why. He's just kind of fun to move around as. And then yeah, like I was saying in 4-1, you can't finish the level as Baby Mario, so we do have to wait there a little bit. The fire does have cat face on it. Joseph is land. Thanks, Vinny. Alright, this level has more fuzzies in it, which I've already explained are annoying. It's the last level with fuzzies. Now, saying they can make landing on certain platforms just like you just clip through them. That is very prominent here. I actually have eggs though. Damn it. Good save. Okay. I was gonna say, when you have eggs, you can use them to clear the path a little bit. But you have to be good to do that. At least we didn't die. That was actually a pretty good save. I'm dead, yeah. I thought I was landing on him. That's rough. Yeah, but now I don't have eggs, so I kind of just have to... Oh wait, they give you eggs, never mind. I forgot. Yeah. So that's a little more like it's supposed to look. Maybe I should have taken this. I usually don't die there. Alright, cool. Now 6 floors coming up. This is the one I was talking about. That's pretty rough sometimes. The first screen is rough, and then there's a mini boss that also kind of sucks. We're closing in on the end though. We're getting there. I want to try to sneak out of this. Okay. That was risky. Okay, I'm gonna throw this guy, look away, so that it kills him. Whoops. And then here, this... Hold on. Nice, okay. Now we're like above the level. If you get a bounce on that guy right where he is, you have enough height to do that. Alright. This room is very annoying. This is the mini boss I was talking about. So it's Salvo again, if you remember from the beginning of the run. He works the exact same way. And he's really cooperative if he stays on this side of the room, which he is, thankfully. So I can like try and bounce eggs up and down. I am doing a poor job of that though. There we go. On average, that was actually really good. I will take that. This guy can literally, as soon as you spawn him in, he can go all the way over here, like the very left side of the room. And there's so much more stuff to deal with if he does that. So I'm glad he didn't do that. So that was the mini boss. We do have another boss coming up. Not quite. This is pretty tough to get. There we go. Okay. As long as we enter this fight coming up with 5 eggs, 5 or 6, we should just be able to spam eggs and he just dies. So yeah, standing on the back end of this little raft makes it go faster, slightly. I actually don't understand this raft that much. Sometimes it feels like it goes slower than usual. Alright. I hope this works. Sometimes I feel like it just doesn't, but I think I'm overthinking it. He's supposed to just fall right in. That's good. Okay. The quality of the video. How about the quality of the gameplay? Alright, 6-4 is done. That wasn't that bad, actually. This is the last auto-scroller stage. I don't know if we have donations. Probably not, because it wasn't too long ago we read the last one.
Yeah, we still don't have any new donations, but cool gameplay is going on. Thrilling gameplay right now.
Cool gameplay. Watch me move
so,
along with this screen for like 2 minutes.
So yeah, let me see the skill because I completely forgot the skill every time I have to remember which games are called.
I think Game is next, right?
Yeah, well, this is the last stretch of the marathon, the last couple of games.
Do we have a word from our sponsors?
we literally are ending the marathon with a Nintendo log. This is absolutely not Sonic related. Okay,
of course.
So the next one is Game It with Katamari Damacy reroll. Okay, that's...
I'm excited for that.
I don't remember that's from PlayStation. Katamari Damacy, I believe.
Yes, but reroll is actually on Switch. So
okay, that's
judgment
Nintendo,
call, I guess.
Yeah.
Nintendo didn't make the game.
Okay, then this stuff. Yeah, we Game It. The next one is Game It with Katamari Damacy reroll, and the last one. You won't believe this. I still don't believe this, but we actually have someone playing Sonic Lost World on 3DS. Let's go.
No way, man. Oh, he's playing on PC.
Way.
Never mind. Nintendo in shambles.
Okay. Yeah. Last 3 rounds of the marathon contain yours. It's been an amazing marathon so far. What do you think of the marathon right now?
It's been sick. I just like that people run games that you wouldn't expect. It's pretty wholesome. I had fun doing Find Me earlier today, and I'm having fun doing this. It's a cool showcase. How about you?
Yeah, it's been a sick marathon. We started first with Sonic, and we keep going with a lot of awesome games, as you said before. Games you don't think that runners from the adventure community would run.
For sure. I think it's cool too, because like a lot of the time you don't feel like you can submit a game to a marathon that you run because you're not good enough at it. But I think this marathon's cool because like people aren't necessarily expecting you to be great at it, you know.
Yeah, they normally expect a cool showcase of the game, like, oh my, this person has to run this game, that's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Auto-scroller is ending soon. The next screen is supposed to be an auto-scroller, but we got a cool trick we can use, which might take me a couple tries. One thing you can do, when you reach like a higher elevation, so if you're like climbing something in this game, if you jump frame perfectly, so right as you hit the ground, the screen doesn't scroll up with you. Like the camera doesn't follow Yoshi. And this auto-scroller trigger works based on the camera. So I'm gonna try to do that. No, so you see the camera following me, that means I missed it. There we go. And I'm gonna fly over the trigger, we're good. So now, this is all supposed to be an auto-scroller, but it's not now, which is pretty cool. That was terrifying. We're good. Nice. That didn't take too long. That trick's annoying to set up though, because you saw that block kept like shrinking. It's on like a timer every time you hit it. So you can't just like rapid fire attempts. Alright. Cool trick in this level too. So this is supposed to be like a maze, as you can see by the title. Also, a fun fact, that's like one of the only level intros you can't make faster for some reason. I don't know why. But there's a key we're supposed to like go way out of our way to get. But there's a setup with this rock that I'm doing right now, where the rock ends up in the perfect spot, and if I line up perfectly and I do this, no, not quite. It might be in the wrong spot. Yeah, I think it's one more pixel. That might be too far now. Nope, there we go. Cool. So yeah, if you do that setup, if you push the rock in just the right way, that'll work every time. I think it's super sick. And then here, this is like another skip. So we're gonna throw this guy up and bounce on him. Ooh, okay. I did not see that there. The flower was hiding it. Okay. There we go. And now here, frame perfect flutter. Not quite. There we go. Cool. And that skips a bunch too. And then end of the levels right here. And I actually didn't finish with any flowers. Normally I get one of them. And I was about to say, this is actually one goal ring where getting a bonus is pretty common for me. Just because I think that last screen is, you pretty much play it the same way every time. It's not that bad. And so you end up hitting the goal ring at like around the same time, which happens to give you a bonus. But there, I guess I didn't get a flower, so I didn't have to worry about it. Pretty nice. Alright, we have 2 more levels left. Six, 7. Pretty straightforward. They use a lot of these platforms that explode as soon as you touch them. Ooh. Alright. No real threat here, but I'm still gonna take this checkpoint. If I place a ground pound in a good spot here, I should land right on the next section instead of taking this elevator wherever it sends me. I don't even know. Just land right there. Alright, there are 2 more auto-scrollers in the run. This is the first one. We just need to make sure that this elevator stays on screen. So this part here, you can actually just not stay on it and walk forward. One thing you do have to be careful of though, if you walk too far forward, you despawn this elevator and have to go all the way back. And I have done that before. So you have to like not get too antsy, like eating these guys, for instance. Like you have to make sure the elevator is still on screen. Yes, they have cat faces. Alright, one last cool trick in this level. So I did one gate hack, we call them, in 2-4. these one-way gates, you can go through them the opposite direction if you like throw an enemy at them in the right way. And here's a strat I learned very recently, so let's see if I can get it. We use this guy. He needs to be running left when you grab him, and then you go through. Nice. That saves a lot. Otherwise, you have to go all the way around. Joe, Goey Joe. Joey microtransaction fall. I don't know. Alright, last level. King Bowser. We're gonna turn into a helicopter one more time. And the positioning here is actually kind of precise, so I gotta move out of the way and be like right here. This should be fine. I'll kill all these birds, also grab the refill. Yep. Okay. Give me door 4. So this isn't RNG. I just have to throw the egg at the right time. But it's very important that I do. That's good. Nice. Door 4. Door 4 is way easier than the other 3. Like, comically so. Alright. This is not Amy's story. No RNG. And this is the last auto-scroller. So we're going to Baby Bowser right now. We're going to the final boss fight. Magic Koopa is just, or Kamek, I don't know which one it is. It's just trying to throw spells at us. If you go near him, he'll disappear immediately. So it is kind of like a fun platforming exercise, I guess. Like you have to react to where he goes and get over there before he throws something at you. I use the term fun loosely. One last checkpoint. I definitely will be taking. I don't want to do this again. The last fight is pretty cool. Like, it takes use of like the Super FX chip that the SNES has to make like kind of pseudo 3D graphics. You're basically fighting Baby Bowser off in the distance, and you have to like use depth perception and like throw the egg the right amount of distance to actually hit him. And the music is insane. I probably won't talk just so that you guys can listen to it. It's so good. First we fight regular Baby Bowser though. The Super Sex chip, yeah. That's the one. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the run. Not as great as I wanted it to be, but not also as terrible as I thought it could have been. I'm like decently happy with it. World 5 was dumb, but it's okay. Oops. You can speed up this fight a little bit by jumping on his head, but it's really hard to time. There it is. I got one. Yes! I got it! Look at this. Look at this fine piece of art on screen here. Alright. Enjoy the song. This boss fight is difficult. It's not a guarantee it goes well. That was too low. Going over, I think. Nope. That's going over. One more hit, I think. Nice. Okay. So time is gonna be when I get rid of these last few text boxes. There's like 2 of them or something. That's GG though. And time. Ooh, I missed sub 2 just barely. 30 seconds off. It took me a while to get sub 2. I thought it would be a lot worse than that.
GG's, congrats Joey and Ron, that was an amazing performance over there. I really like it, Ron.
Thank you.
Yeah, so any message, any shoutouts, anything you want to mention before we wrap up for the next one?
Yeah, shoutouts to Fiona. Like, I haven't met like a ton of Yoshi people, but she's definitely helped me the most, and she's really good at the game and really cool. So shoutouts to her. And also shoutouts to Saku. He's the world record holder for all of the major categories in this game, and that guy is inhuman. Like, you all should watch. If you enjoyed this even slightly, you should take a little bit of time to watch one of his runs. He's very, very good, and it really shows like how crazy this game can get. Yeah, I think those are my shoutouts. Shoutouts to Sacer, I guess.
Yeah, shoutouts to Sister, shoutouts to everyone here that donated. You are insane. You are amazing. So, preparing for the next round, it's going to be K-Mid with Katamari Damacy's Reborn. So, that's the one to last run before we end the marathon, and of course, there is going to be amazing like every run so far. Thank you so much, Joey.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.